Good afternoon, chat. How are we all doing today? I have actually got something vaguely planned this time around. So, as it turns out, I say as it turns out as though I'm not the person going through this. I'm currently going through CG Cookie's animation track, so I've got an entire playlist dedicated to animation stuff, and I'm currently making my way through that. So today, I'm just going to do some basic animation on a cube, just do like location, rotation, scale, and if I have the time, which I probably will, even though I might only be streaming for like maybe an hour and a half or something along those lines, I'm gonna do some funny shenanigans regarding a Minecraft character and some Spyro homeworlds. I'm not sure if this is going to be really specific because I know just about nobody does. But if you've seen me on Tumblr, you would know that I have a set of images that I created where I put my Minecraft character inside of various Spyro 3 homeworlds. Is basically it. Alright, so for this basic animation, I might actually... Do I want to start off with a smaller cube? Nah, 2 meters should be fine. Alright, so basic cube. Want to... What would do? Animation workspace? But at the same time... Actually, no, it isn't too messy. I was like, it's too messy, but at the same time, it's like... Why am I complaining about it being messy when there's garbage-like geometry nodes going on? Now, I cannot see... Is it because I have the... Yeah, gizmos are off in this one. So I might actually put this inside view. I don't know how I'm going to do that though. I can probably set the location, rotation, scale. If I... Oh, interesting. I'll set that one to 90 degrees. Just a smidge. Okay, so something really basic, just have it in the middle of the frame. We'll probably do location first, we'll just do it in order. Just gonna quickly switch this out to... Do I want dope sheet for this one? Yeah, most likely. Or maybe no, I just stick with timeline for now. Now I do know you can actually set keys. I'm going to set location, rotation, scale. Now I do know there's a way to, yeah, set markers. So how do we add marker? Press M. So if I press M, because if I check the settings, it should be 30 frames per second for this animation. Yeah, set to 30 FPS. So 1 second, so I'll probably do maybe 60 seconds for location. So... Make sure I've actually got the cube selected because I don't want to accidentally track the camera. That'd be a little bit embarrassing. So, that's a keyframe there. G, then X. Actually, no. Move it to frame 30, G, X. Insert keyframe there. How far is it to this? 3. Okay, then we insert keyframe there. Play this. Actually, no, I want to have this be in a different location. So 20, 40, and then return it to the correct position at 60. Just shift D that. Now if I do this, yeah, returns it to the correct position. Then if I do the rotation next, we rotate it like that. Three, four, five, six. Insert the keyframe there, and then we duplicate this one, put it on frame 120. Wait, they did 3 rotations? 2, 3. Oh, yeah, that is actually correct. Yeah, and then it returns back to normal. And then this one, we scale to probably double size. So we insert the keyframe there. I'm actually going to add this in. I'm going to put this in quick favorites. I'm going to try auto keying for a change because I always do this manually and I feel like it's just because I'm more comfortable with it. But it'd be nice to, you know, change things up a bit. So scale that and then scale that again. I say as though I didn't just do that. Okay, did I not just add this to quick favorites? I did. And it's not showing up. Oh, it only shows up here. Okay, that makes sense. And then back to frame 180. Switch that off. Now if I go through this, moves, rotates, scales. And then I probably want to do each of them separately, would be my idea. Ah, ow, 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 ow. Oh, okay, just for some context, chat. I took my dog to the vet today, but we have this reasonably sized Labrador, which is about 35 kilos. But we have a Suzuki Swift and we have no other way of getting it into the car besides carrying her into the boot. Because she refuses to go on ramps and she can't jump in because she's quite old. So it leaves me to be the one to lift her into the car, but unfortunately I may have pulled a shoulder muscle while doing so. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little bit funny here. It's not really required for what I'm doing here, but it'll be interesting regardless. So I want to, the king at least, I just want to set the location rotation. So set that. Insert frame there. And then I want to... Oh, whoops. I actually want to move forward maybe 1 frame. Oh, I forgot to turn on the auto key again. That's my bad, chat. I turn that back off. So that's going to rotation, scale. Then I want to maybe, no, I don't want to move all that. I just want to move this one. So if I move this 10 frames forward, maybe? Or maybe, yeah, 20 frames forward probably be better. And now that it's pretty sufficiently out of range, I maybe want to even like that perhaps. So now that it does that, moves, rotates, and scales. And then the camera zooms out, and then I'm going to do all of that at once. And then, what else do I do here? So, let's just start with this first. So, 1 frame prior. Actually, no. On this frame, have all of that done. And then after that, maybe frame 120, where I just grab this. Oh, whoops. So grab this. Here. I know there's a way to, yeah, rotate it like that. Insert keyframe there. Yeah, it just F's off into the ether. That's really funny. I'll just put this forward like maybe 10 frames. Just so we have time between like the camera moving and then the cube just floating off into the ether. I'm sorry, is this Wild West Saul Goodman? Is that the message I'm picking up from that particular music track? Because what the heck? Also, I just realized, first of all, that my phone is very disruptive. Please shut up. We're in the middle of a stream. I just realized that my music software isn't working. So let me just take a quick moment to fix that. And where is it? Not that one, not that one. Is it this one? Yes, it is. I guess at some point Microsoft restarted my computer and I just neglected to reactivate this. So if I just double check this. Click on this, yeah, there we go. Let's see if this works now. Hopefully it does. No, I guess not. I guess if I wanted to fix that, I'd have to restart the stream. Yippee. Alright, that sounds about right for me. Okay, so that just zooms out and then it flies off. And then just Maybe I want to extend this a bit further. Let's go to 300 for this. So then it goes up there. I'll probably even push this just slightly further away. There we go. So now that flies off. I also want to do is maybe scale it like in the middle here. So what I want to do is I actually want to set the scale to 2. Okay, I just want to set the scale for this specific thing. Place a single. No, place keyframes. Okay, yeah, that is correct actually. And then I want to set these to be 1. Place keyframes. So it does that and then goes like that, and I want to shrink it back down again to 1. So it goes out. Probably even extend this just a little bit. And that one. That. Now if I play this. It's supposed to be, yeah. I guess the scale takes a lot longer to probably even set this to, on this frame, probably even 0.5. And now for this, I want the camera to return to the same position, have the cube just drop down so it loops. So on, after it's like that, the next frame I want to clear the rotation. I don't really want to clear location because that doesn't help here. In fact, I might even set the Z a bit higher than this. Set it to 14. And set the scale back to 1. So it does that, and then at that frame it immediately jumps to that. And then set the camera back. So basically just reverse the direction this took. So Shift D. Do this. So it does that. And I want to keep that there. And then at frame probably 280, it does that, cube flies off, camera returns back to that position, and then the cube, let's see, So in front view, the cube returns back to the correct position, the X and the Y. And then on frame 300, it returns back to the Z. So it does that, flies off. I actually need to turn the camera borders all the way up because it is slightly distracting. So, does that, flies off. Maybe have the camera return slightly earlier so the cube doesn't just float slightly from the left. Flies off. And then at that point, I want it to probably even arrive slightly earlier. Like, I want this to be at 10 frames before the end of the animation. And then just have it start moving again. So left to right, rotation, scale, moves the camera, flies off to the distance. But then it just does the weird thing where is the camera intersecting in angles? Oh, okay, I see. So the problem is that that is also moving at the same time. I don't want it to be moving in the Z at the same time. So one frame before, I want the Z location to still be at 14. So it does that, goes like that, and then drops down. So we do that now, goes left to right, rotates, scales, camera, flies off, camera goes back, cube drops down. Probably end at 310. So that does that, flies off. It's just tweaking the final frame so it goes together a bit easier. Ah, but that is not at 0, it's at 1. So no wonder it looks weird. It'd be funny if I like put that back up to 1 like that. It just does a little follow through. Oh, interesting. It does like a little double bounce thing. Why does it do a double bounce? Oh, it's because that goes back to 0 instead of 1. That's why it does a double bounce, because it's not supposed to, but I did have that setting still at 0. Alright. Let's make this a little bit more interesting, like this section here with the cube going in a random direction. I really just want to see it completely go off the rails, so I might even just do that. So it just goes whoop, and then just faffs off into the distance, just Go zoom, and then it just comes back. So it does that. Alright, so I think it looks alright. So it just zooms off. Okay, just save this. So this goes in the images of animation. New folder. And we want a cube animation test. Cool. So now that should just save in there. Apparently, and I only just learned this today, if you give your output, I think it's this specific naming convention, it saves it like that, although I think it's supposed to be like this. So when I go to render the animation, it should output to that like it will output to the folder that the save for the like .blend file is found in. So say like the folder is called cube animation, it will go to cube animation, that will create a new folder called render inside there, and then render to that specific folder, which I find to be quite neat. Cool, okay, I think that works. So, I don't know how well this is going to go over, because obviously I'm still streaming. I don't think my computer's going to be too happy about rendering. I will, however, do a little bit of lighting here. Do I want to perhaps add a floor? No, because then I had the bouncing thing going on, so I don't think that's necessary. Maybe turn that into a sun. Nah. What about 3-point lighting setup? So if I... probably even a spotlight. Set this to like 1,000 watts. Oh, I just realized those are creating keyframes. Alright, please stop that. No, don't really want to do that. Might even... no, Shift D is better because I do want to do different colours for those. Okay, grab all those, drag them down a bit. Now, I know there's a way to get all of them to track. There we go, like that. So does Softwolf do anything here? No. Nope. Okay. Might even drag these down just a little bit more. Okay, so let's see how it looks now. So it does that, scales. Alright, that's all well and good, but I don't think that helps here necessarily. Like, basically I'd have to keyframe the lights locking onto the cube, which I don't think this thing would like very much. What if I did this? It's just like a singular sun. Alright, so I need to probably dim that down a bit. that. Angle, probably say 32 degrees, just to get that smooth shaded lighting on it. Alright, that should be fine. Maybe having the cube as a different color would help my case here. So, maybe like a pale red. So if I play this now, I should be able to see it pretty easily against the background. I'll add a secondary sun. I might set this to 4 perhaps. Then shift D, spin that around. But then set that to like maybe 0.5. It should add enough lighting where that would just pop out from the grey background. Maybe just smidge dimmer on that sun lamp there. V2. That should be sufficient then. And goes out, zooms away, and pops back into scene. Okay, cool. I think that should be sufficient. I'll render this and send it off to get it assessed after the stream. Because, like, normally I would just have it rendering in the background, but So, in order to do rendering, I actually do it specifically on Linux. So this computer runs both operating systems. I prefer to do my animation rendering in Linux because that's what my render nodes use. I built some custom ones. I've actually got the parts to build the rest of them. So I've built 3 of 6. I have 6 left. 6 left to go? 3 left to go. I just haven't gotten around to building them yet. So, probably what would be easier is if I opened a pre-existing file for this. So I'll just quickly do that. Go into... Where did I put this? In project files, probably? Was this the one that I was using for it? Okay, yeah. Alright, so pull this up in rendered mode. So we're going to be throwing in a new area. So I'll just select those and then just eat that. And I'll hide Herobrine for now. Hierarchy. Now, why did I have 2 separate versions of this? Like, there's just a random folder here for no reason whatsoever. Okay. Go to compose mode. Yes, even though I'm pretty sure I didn't scale anything. Now, just open, import the J for this. Oh, I finally figured out, right, chat, that the bookmarks section in like the Blender file view apparently has a cleanup option for when there are broken links to folders that no longer exist. That only took me a couple of streams to figure out. Why are you looking for that specifically? There's no reason for you to be looking for this. Oh no, is something broken? Could be. Or is it because it's a different... Oh, don't tell me it's a different file format. What file format is this garbage? It's a... FBX file? Do we have FBX import on this? Yes, we do. I was about to say. So you go up, Spyro models. Yeah, now we should... Yep, there it is. Now, I do know that there is a very distinct possibility that a lot of these textures are actually broken. So you can see the gaps in between the grass, and that is not something I want. Oh, get rid of this, even though it took me actual hours to figure out how to do that particular texture. Save as, do. Alright. So, in case anything does go wrong, which it's very possible that it will, I'll at least have to save for it. And this thing, like, this map is not nearly as big as the game would have you believe that it is. Because, like, I'm looking at this, and it's... Okay, it's actually in 10-meter increments, so it is a lot bigger. I just looked it off to the side. I was like, huh, I wonder how big this is. And then I realized that one of these is actually 10 meters. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, even 7 for the playable area. It's like 7 by 7. That's a pretty fair amount of space. And for whatever reason, and I don't know if this is still the case for the other versions of the game, but Spyro in this game is like 5 meters tall for some reason. Couldn't tell you why that's a thing, but it is. Whoops. Let me just... Oh, the object origins are all fucky. I might have to replace the character. Which object origin is broken? I feel like it's this one. No? Is it the legs? Yes, it is. So if I set origin to geometry, yeah, it fixes itself. So I guess maybe the arms are also broken. Which object origin is that? It's for the legs. Set origin to geometry. Except it doesn't move whatsoever. So what in the hell do you expect me to do about it? Because I know if I don't fix this, like, for some reason my character's face just falls apart. So, for a little bit of context, I've done some images before with, like, these particular models. And one of the ones that jumps to mind, if it will let me find it, is... which one is it? I think it's render 2. Yeah. So this particular image right here has some issues where the model was, for whatever reason, coming apart at the seams. So the entire of my character's face, so like the teeth, the eyes and all that, are actually clipped underneath the eyes, but you don't see it because the eyes isn't transparent here. But it's actually just straight up clipping through, and it looks horrifying without the landscape in the way to fix that. So I'm just going to select all these, and I'm just going to get rid of it. Because I can just create another one. So I'm going to probably start here. Now what I do need to do is I need to scale down my character by 1 because that's just the way this works. So MC prep, mob spawner, yeah, player. Now I need to skin swap. file. For whatever reason, it just doesn't like when I try to apply directly from file. I think this is the correct one. Yep. So now all I need to do is just quickly readjust the eyes on this. Where is, like... Oh, yeah. All these extra scenes, I forgot they existed. So I'm just gonna... I love just the naming convention I have. I have Fall Flat Dumbass and who do be throwing rocks, though. Oh, just the dumb ways that I label things is just obscene sometimes. Alright, so what do I want to do first? Maybe... That could be interesting. I could have, like, my character jumping in between two of these. Otherwise, I could have her, like, jumping out of this and into the water. Could do. Alright, but first, I actually need to check the... Where is it? UV editing. So, what is the terrain here? Is this the correct terrain? I don't think it is. I think this is... Oh no, this is the correct terrain. Never mind. So if I go into here... Where is this? Does it not show on the... Oh wait, it's right here. So like the textures are just slightly out of alignment, because like in edit mode it looks fine, but the second you go into object mode you can see the seams in between them and it pisses me off. So if I grab this, I grab all this, grab every single one, and if I scale it up a smidge, it should actually make it so it's not so much of a problem, I hope. So if I turn this off, scale it slightly like that. Now that should look a little bit more consistent. And what's really important about this is now I can see whatever is not correctly lined up. So this here, like these are in the complete wrong position. So you have, like that sort of thing is fine, but this is just really out. Like it is super stretched. So if I do that, just what's going to be required here? Rotation, perhaps? Actually, no, just probably even moving up slightly would fix most of that. Or at least you would think it would. Oh, how bizarre. So, because of the way this is stretched, we have a blue like a blue stone here that isn't even supposed to be there. We have the green, which is considerably out of alignment here. Yeah, it's so jank. I'm not even entirely certain what's going on in this section. Whatever it is, it's tiling chronically bad. I'll even say... Because if I move this just in the Y, like if I just move it, it's not gonna really do a whole hell of a lot. Because all these seem to be... Are they all differently sized? I feel like that's the case here. These are all just individually sized bits. And there's ones that don't even connect properly. I don't even know what happened here. So yeah, like, that is not the texture that should be. At least I don't think it is. And if it is, then something's gone horribly wrong, because why is that so distorted? I wonder if this one specifically needs to be rotated. If I rotate that... Yeah, it almost works, but it doesn't quite. And I have no idea what the hell is going on here. I just want to fix this enough where the seams are not as visible. Like, that much should be fine. But, like, say for instance Midday Gardens, all the grass textures were broken. And I couldn't tell you how or why it had happened. Okay, that's not the way it's supposed to be. And there's also some really weird shading issues going on here. Like, some of them seem to be super reflective. I wonder if it might be a lighting thing from my end. If I put this in rendered view. Alright, just quickly pop that back into Eevee before it causes problems. Yeah, so there's like a really blatantly obvious seam there, and I want to figure out how to fix that. I wonder if there's inverted normals. Is there a possibility here? I'll just quickly look on the layout tab on here. Face orientation. Apparently those... Oh yeah, because there's like a giant gap there. Yeah, that seems about right. Because, yeah, that's back face cold for this section here and that section there. So that's basically what I'd expect of it. But why... Okay, so like this in-game, like this specific one here, should not be that blatantly obvious. I suppose it's a artifact from actually getting the information from this. Because like you scale that down and there's just an empty pit there. But I wonder if while importing this particular map they were having issues with it. Go over here. And if that's the case, how do I fix it? So looking at the ones around here, there seems to be the same ones, but the warping on it is off. Because if I warp that to be like the correct sizing, this would not be an issue here. So if I hide these three, just hide them for a moment. If I grab these, yeah, the texture is warped because of that. Oh, what the hell? Hang on a second, what's going on here? Because if I was to do that, that should grab those two as well. Interesting. Okay, so there's definitely some overlapping vertices on this. That is definitely one way to break something. So now if I edge grab, yeah. Now the real question is, how do I fix this? Maybe by scaling in these particular vertices? I mean, yeah, it would make it slightly less obvious, but it'd still make it relatively obvious. But if I remove those, then that just becomes a whole... Oh yeah, now it's a... not polygon, a... what's the term for something that has more than 4 faces? I forget. You get the point though, chat. It's supposed to be quadded, not... you know, 3 sides or 5 sides or whatever. Like, this shouldn't be like this. The only reason these look the way they do is for 2 reasons. 1, game engines for whatever reason prefer triangles over quads, and 2, like, it's an old PS1 game, they're just making do with what geometry they have. N-gons, that's the word I was looking for before. It's the N-gons. And I accidentally changed my thing again, but that's fine. Yeah, it's still just like... I wonder if I extend this to reach over the thing. Alright, just turn it off for a second. Yeah, it's not as obvious as the actual pinch in the ground. Like, I'd need to mess about with it a little bit more. Rotate that, just poke it into position. Oh wait, do I have something grabbed underneath there? What the heck? How did this happen? Alright, just position that in such a way where it's not going to be as obvious. Pull it down. The only inherent issue with this now is just the Z fighting. If I adjust it slightly upwards, yeah. If I turn that off, that looks vaguely normal now. Like, from a distance, you definitely would not notice that was changed. Okay. So, time to have my character move about the environment. Oh yeah, I should probably auto-smooth this entire thing. Oh, it was already auto-smoothed? Yeah, because that definitely wasn't like that before. I guess it comes shaded smooth by default. I mean, it makes some sort of weird sense, but at the same time it just seems unnecessary. It's a PS1 game. And where exactly are we placing these characters at? Hey Foxy, we're placing these characters into Spyro. We're placing the characters into Spyro. Relax. We're not that far along. And I don't think, knowing what you were thinking about, I don't think YouTube or Twitch would allow me to do that. Just saying, I don't think they would allow for it. Alright, so if I select these... Oh yeah, I need to scale them too when I get the opportunity. I might as well do that now while I remember. Okay, that seems about right. Spyro? Yeah, Spyro. I imagine you're a fan. More specifically, this is Spyro 3. And even more specifically, this is the Evening Lake home. Like the Evening Lake homeworld, the homeworld for stage 3. Okay, what are you on Global C? I think maybe like a low angled shot where the character is just jumping across this section here. So if I edit this... Foxy, I imagine you've played Spyro. What's your favorite Spyro game? Because personally mine is 3, with 2 coming in a pretty close second place. But this is going to be a bit controversial, but the Spyro DS game, I believe... Oh, come on now. Why are you buffering now? You literally were running smooth as butter last time I watched stream. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I assume that's your internet having a whole issue. At least I assume that's the case. Why is my camera off? Like, why is the... Why are you like this? Oh, did not mean to do that. I want to get rid of the 0.83. And why is my character suddenly out of focus, huh? Is there... Oh. It's because depth of field was on. Whoopsies. I mean, I'll turn the depth of field back on, but not right this second. So, that should be a good position. Now if I pull this out, I can get rid of all the stuff on this side of the screen. Just get rid of that. And quickly get that on. Now I can edit this in my own separate space while this just shows me the render result. Be helpful if I didn't keep accidentally tapping out of the camera. Is it because of the joke I made? If it is, stop being so hypocritical, Twitch. What joke? If you're talking about like the whole weird character placement thing, I don't think that's too much of a joke knowing you. Alright, let's do some posing. So I actually need some references here. I need jumping references. Excuse me for a second, chat, while I just pull that up. References. Because, like, I want the character to be halfway across, but I want it to be sort of transforming into the landing position. So, like, the whole one leg out going towards the... I love you, Twitch, don't hate me, please. I think Twitch hates everyone. So, like, the down pose that you do for jumping across. I wonder... Actually, what about long jump? Like the long jump motions that are done. I mean, that just implies that you're going at speed though, and that's not the case here. So I think... There's like a lot of... There's a lot of weird jumping and landing poses I've just realized. Like, there is a lot of strange positions. Okay, that will do. Don't mind me, chat, while I just cheat off of Google. Or in this case, DuckDuckGo, because I don't use Google. Now, I believe, where is the character movement? Okay, it's not that one, that's for sure. Isn't there like a route here? Yeah, there's a route like right underneath. You can't even see it. There we go. So... the main body... like, I can't just go into... actually, I wonder if I can. I'd have to have all this selected, though. Select objects. And then, yep. I can then do probably that. It's really difficult because I'm just trying to get a good alignment on this. So, like, the back is arched slightly. Like that. But, like, the hips are extended. So it would look something more like... perhaps this? So it's like the actual like bend point is down here. I mean, hey, at least Twitch wouldn't ban me for saying that I'm gonna bite someone's... You're still on about that! You're still on about that, Foxy. Like, come on now. Also, that's probably not something I'd want to be admitting in any type of chat, to be honest. So, character is left-handed, or left-legged in this case. So I want to do that. I just don't want to move it along the X. And rotate this. Actually, rotate both of them. I'm peeved about it, okay? I'm gonna be given a 3-day ban next time I'm reported now because of it. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that was on you for threatening that, though. Like, I get how you would think that it was fine, but at the same time, I get why you would have gone shit for that. Okay, actually, I think it'd be better if my character was rotated so the weight was going towards... I need more references, I think. Because, like, going just based off of one's not going to help. Yeah, so, like, have the character actually even... like that, but have her looking down. It's a really odd pose to do, I think. Because there's like an arch there, for want of a better term. Shift X. Probably even move that across. We're like about there, maybe. No, the other arm would be the one that's extended here, not that one. And then probably even rotate this back a bit more. Because, like... actually, no, it would make more sense if... I'm sorry, but this image just makes it look my character is just really fancily walking, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm just going to rotate, well actually not rotate these, and then rotate both of these shoulders so that it's actually upright instead. Like, why is there so many different positions for jumping? It wasn't a threat, it was a joke. This person kept backing away from me when I approached them while moving the mouth up and down. It was hilarious watching them look down at me while I was running about around them. That's why I said what I said, and they were going along with it because they were acting along even though they weren't talking. Jesus, that was so long, I'm so sorry. I mean, like, the justification is fine, but unfortunately moderation doesn't take nuance into account. It's like the time I got a 1-day ban for making a free football joke. Like, within range is somebody who knows they were being annoying, but just decided to report me for it anyway. Moderation is just a bot, it's us. It's, like, moderation is both bots and people who were, like, basically it's just outsourced. And a lot of the places that moderation is outsourced to doesn't get nuance and jokes most of the time. I don't think they're allowed to. Okay, and oh yeah, so the landing is like really specific. I literally was given a warning in the past saying Zeus didn't have. Oh yeah, Zeus didn't have the balls like the like that one joke, yeah. So there's so many ways to go about a jumping animation. I might even just see, apparently. Yeah, I think probably having the arms outstretched makes most sense for a Minecraft character anyway. Just have them like slightly rotated. Like that, perhaps? Yeah. Wasn't even saying it to anyone, was just quoting the joke in general. Yeah. Like, unfortunately, it's very easy to misconstrue some of these jokes. Like, even if they're memes, especially if they're memes sometimes. So, maybe a bit more careful on that one. It's funny because Blue was there with me. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Oh really? You were playing Roblox with Wern? I'm actually surprised because I was pretty sure Wern quit Roblox, but I guess I was wrong. Scrap that comics. Okay, why is this? It was on Natural Disaster Simulator. It was like 2 to 3 years ago. Okay, yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Also, is it just me, or does this kind of look like the Sonic Adventure, like, you know the Sonic Adventure logo? It vaguely looks like that, but just from a different angle. I might even pull that up just a smidge. Okay, like the ankle is fine, I think. It's just getting a good position for it. Even have that slightly higher up. Now that should be alright, I think. Now I just need to fix this one specific issue with my character. So if I go to this one here, let's go here, and where is it? This one. Now if I go into this right, and just, no, I don't want to edit that, I want to edit the actual hands. Well, the arms attached to the hands anyway. So there's like this weird thing where, oh my god, I thought I told you no. Don't do that. Thank you. So there's like a weird thing that goes on whenever I try to edit this, because this is a thing here, but it doesn't update on the other hand. Like, it's a really weirdly specific problem, and it's only on this particular character. Because it just puts the hand texture like on the wrist, and that would be fine in any other situation except for where my character has full sleeves. So like, that's fine, right? I fixed that, go back into object mode, go out here, and like, it's fine on that side. But like, you go to the other side, right? And I'm gonna pose this so you can see it. It doesn't fix on this side. It truly doesn't. And when you go into edit mode for the arms, because you get both arms when you select them, you only get the one. And the reason for that is that you have to go into, where is it? I know the bastard's here, around here somewhere, because I've had this issue before. Armature, no, not that one. There's like some goddamn, oh wait, I can just press Alt H. Yeah, so you can edit one, but you cannot edit the other one for whatever reason. I don't know why they have it set to this, and it makes no sense. So now I can go up here, grab this, pull it back down. And now when I go back into object mode, the hands are all fixed. And now it's no longer that my character's hands are bleeding. But that's such a weirdly specific issue that I have with just this particular skin. Almost doesn't happen anywhere else. Okay. What? Oh, goddamn. Okay. I guess we're having a return on this one then. So if I take off the head alpha, for whatever reason, my character's eye is just like this, I guess. Hang on, let me see if it's an armature problem. It's not. Well, since I had a weird and random introduction, I was also buffering, so not sure if you asked me how I was or not, but I'll go ahead and ask how you're doing. Beyond just this weird issue with my character just not doing what she's supposed to, I'm doing fine. I asked earlier if you had played the original Spyro game, or like what your favorite Spyro game was, rather. Because as I said, mine personally is 2, and then my second favorite is 3. And boy, why? Alright, there we go. I think I've mostly fixed it. It's like so bizarre that that happened. What the hell happened there? Besides, I have to fix this anyway because I need to give my... The fuck happened to the pupil? I don't know. It... Sometimes dealing with character armatures that aren't your own just lead to things like this. Okay, now I need to scale this in the... Not Y is what this is. Okay, I need to scale this up one more. I need to scale up not Y in. Okay, and for whatever reason, my character's eye is just popping out of the socket right now. It's fine. I can just... don't want proportional editing, but I do want vertex mode. And... This is a bit difficult because, unfortunately, the model just get in the way, unfortunately. I actually haven't played any Spyro games besides maybe some McDonald's game. It was some kind of digital game. Don't remember what it was from, to be honest. I just remember Crash Bandicoot 1 and Spyro 1, and I played those a lot as kids. To be honest with you, Foxy, that could be a great number of anything. Like, there is a Spyro, but there's Spyro handheld games as well. There's like the GBA games, there's the DS games. Yeah, not exactly helpful, but like fair enough, I guess. Oh. I did not mean to do that. I'll leave it at this one though. Yeah, it was a handheld game. Was it like a Game & Watch? I just remember... I wish I remember where they were from. You could probably even search them up on Google and like send me an image of it. Would probably be your best bet. And where is my... It's like doing a thing here. Where is the stupid... Oh, it's in here. That's more BTF. Then I need to add a texture of checkered variety. Set that to 2. That's 0.85 for the hue, and then saturation's all the way up. And now I can turn the alpha back on, knowing that that's been fixed. Alright. I knew it. What did you know, Foxy? It was from McDonald's? Like, I assumed that was the case. Like, I know it was some sort of Game & Watch. I think I even know the one that you're talking about too. Which one was it? It was the, wasn't it this one here? This particular one? Because I vaguely remember seeing one. Yeah, it was that one. Yeah, it's just like, I vaguely remember it. And god, that is such an old game too, because like you see, like that's from the same sets as these. And I had the, I believe it was the racing one, and I've played the Sonic one before. That one and the Crash one, yeah. Right, it's time to get the shading workspace out again. Now I did have this. So this is Evening Lake, so it's going to be the dancing one. The dancing one, huh? So it's Evening Lake, so I might as well do actual evening stuff. Okay, what is the... Okay, that would be considered evening, I suppose. Oh my god, stop. Now I wish I knew what happened to them. I mean, like... I imagine, like most other ones, they probably would have been thrown out. But that's just me. I assume that's what happened anyway. I think my brother has the spiral one. I don't know what happened to the crash one, though. He might have that too, though. Who knows? I mean, I suppose you can ask. Let's set the altitude to about 1,000, or like 100 maybe. Yeah, and then okay, there we go. Got the sun. Actually, I think I need to have the rotation as such where it's 90 degrees maybe. Okay, it needs to be negative 90. So if I adjust this until it's actually behind the character, and then why is the elevation suddenly in degrees? Bruh. Okay, just reset that. I think maybe it's the dust setting that... No, it's not the dust setting that does that. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I just want to make this like 2005, what the hell? Yeah, like it was a long time ago. I was literally 4. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, let's just make this an even deeper color. What happens if I set this to 100 now? I feel like that's just way too golden, actually. Like, that reminds me more of Toasty than Evening Lake. I'm literally old. I mean, not as old as me, considering the fact that in 2005 I would have been probably about 7 at the time. Assuming that that came out after March, which it most likely did. So that would have made me 7 at the time. Probably even probably 4 then. Like, I really want to make this look semi-dramatic at least. If I put this on cycles now, make my computer scream. Okay, yep. To be fair, my body makes me feel like I should be in my 30s. Yes, same. Like, as I found out, my body just doesn't like existence. Just set that back to the way it was. Maybe adjust the air a bit. Probably 6 then. Because, like, the thing is, I don't want to make it too dark, because otherwise the castle here is going to blend into the background. It's not something I want. That is way too bright for an evening scene, though, so I'm going to tweak the lighting on this. I'm going to delete that area light, and I'm going to set the sun to be something just a bit dimmer. So what's the strength value for a sun that's just sitting over the horizon, realistically speaking? It's probably... I would like to say about 800, but I don't know that for a fact. Let me just quickly pull up the Blender manual for this. Always refer to documentation if you don't know. I do like Spyro though, I just haven't played any of his games. The Reignited trilogy is on Steam if you want to play it. Don't own any of them? I mean, fair enough. I own the original copies of all 3 games. I own the PS3 edition, and I also own Reignited. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Probably want to set the angular diameter of this too. Because for some reason I had this set to 30 instead of, you know, something more reasonable. Oh, does it cost anything? I don't know how much Reignited costs. I have not checked that. Although I do know it shows up in Humble Bundle from time to time. It's a little less common now, but it is entirely possible. I'm going to set this to 32.32. Yeah, okay. Wow, that is ultra reflective. Why is that so... Why is it like that? That roughness needs to be turned up a bit. Probably set 0.8 for that. Yeah. Let me take a look. See, yeah, it's on Steam. I think it might be on GOG too. But you're going to have to check that one yourself. I don't use GOG. Oh, this has a normal map. I'm sorry? This thing has a normal map. It doesn't even have anything connected to it. Why does it have a normal map? $40? Yeah, I mean, in all honesty though, bro, I can't pay that much. I mean, that's fair enough. Why does this have a normal map? It's not even connected to anything. If I disconnect this, this is going to do nothing. See? Like, why is this here? I mean, I can... It's not entirely out of the question that I could create a normal map for this. But, like, yeah, the qualifying factor for Reignited Trilogy and why I think it's a decent price is because you get all 3 games. And even if you're speedrunning it, that's still about lighting go burp. Yeah, lighting do go burp. Okay, so I need to duplicate this. I need to set the strength. Actually, what I need right now is a color ramp. I believe this plugs into strength. And this plugs into the factor. And if I control, I think it's control shift left click. Here we go. So now this provides me detailed information about the color of the, like the actual color of all the things in the scene. So if I tweak this down, so I believe the first position for this is 0.4. And then the secondary position for this I want to leave at 0.6. So I can tweak this however I see fit to just get enough information out of these. Because the point is to have like shading in places where it's going to be crevices. Now if I use this and then control shift click that, now if I do this, this is supposed to be non-color, I believe. And it's going to take a second to recalculate this. Random topic, but have you seen or heard about those clips of those asshole kids at the theater over the Minecraft movie? I am proud to announce that I have in fact not seen any of that. Not a single instance. Okay, does this need to be reversed? Possibly. I believe there is a flip color ramp option. Am I doing... Oh, it's because it's plugged into normal. I want this to be plugged into displacement, I think. Displacement, and this actually probably doesn't even need to be a normal map. It probably needs to be a bump map. I can't say that I have, and I'm all the more grateful for it. Well, it's made me reconsider going to see the movie myself, even though I would love to see it, even though it's not that great. That's how bad it is. Have people really been that much of idiots over this? Like... Okay, like, people are free to have their own opinion, but are they really just ruining it for everyone else? Because if so, that's just a dick move. Okay, so I want the... Oh, this needs to be converted, actually. Convert. Actually, it might even need to be alpha onto scale. Is it scale or mid-level? I do forget, unfortunately. Control-Shift-Click. Just gonna readjust this. Oh boy, got getting flashbanged. Okay. And I want to flip this back to what it was. Yeah, it's like way too bright now. Let's bring back a little bit of information. Let's set this to 0.6. And set this back to 0.4. Literally getting up and making a ruckus over the two words chicken jockey and literally throwing food and drinks everywhere. That's... Okay, I'm gonna say it. If you've raised kids who think that's perfectly acceptable, you have failed as a parent. Like, if your kids can't control themselves when it comes to memes inside of movie theaters, and you think it's normal and or acceptable for them to be doing that, you have failed as a parent, quite frankly. Like, I get it, the movie is not that good. However, there is a time and place to be expressing that, and in the middle of the theater, interrupting everyone else's good time is not that time. Now, that bump looks ugly as hell, which means I'm getting somewhere with it. Maybe flip the color ramp? It's funny because if I do this, it just looks like it's really poorly textured, like the really poorly textured PS1 game. Okay, so maybe doing displacement on this is actually not the way to go. I completely agree, and they were all teenagers, not smaller kids. That makes it even worse. Because, I mean, like, realistically, what right do you have to think that like voicing your opinion over like a poor movie, right? Like, it's fine to have the opinion, but it's rather frustrating when you have to force your displeasure on everyone else. It truly is just not the way to go about things. Okay, I'm gonna say this is 800. And because, like, here's the thing, right, chat? Because the way the lighting is working currently is that the sun is providing light, but so is the world space. So, like, this thing here is also providing lighting. Now, I do believe there is a way to prevent it from doing it. If I turn the sun off... Okay, that's cool and all, but, like, that probably even needs to be dimmed down a bit. To 500 maybe? And then I actually need to change the angle of the sun. So where is it? It's up here. Let's just grab that, grab it in the... no. Not that one. Grab it in the white. Because I like to have this positioned in such a manner that I can actually see what's going on. So from this position, the sun disk is coming in from this angle. So I'm going to make it so that the sun goes at that angle. I'll set this back to Eevee for now. So the sun comes from that direction. So yeah, that would realistically be what the line looks like. Makes me scared to go to the theatre because I know how disrespectful and crazy kids are here because I literally worked around them. Oh yeah, you were a custodian? They would literally scream and yell from the top of their lungs. Oh, I love that lighting. Okay, as long as it looks good. It does need to have, I think, a secondary light source, and that's just to make it so the shadow is not as harsh. Yeah, because the sun comes from there. So, characters jumping across, there needs to be like some sort of counterbalance lighting. The only problem is that it just looks like that, so I might just quickly turn that hue and saturate it a bit. It's not easy eyeballing this stuff, unfortunately, chat. Okay, that looks fine. But anyway, I'll stop ranting. I mean, you don't have to. By all means, keep going. Alright, okay, okay, I'm not gonna lie, that lighting looks really good, actually. But what does it look like in cycles, which is what I'm going to be rendering in? Oh, don't knock over my mouse, that'd be a great start. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. What do we think, chat? And like, be honest, I do want to make this look as good as possible. I was just curious about, I don't know if you heard about that shit. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen any videos relating to it, which is probably for the best. I think it looks beautiful. Okay, cool. Also, I just spilled water all over myself. Ugh. Why did I think that was a good idea? Okay, line looks good. I just want to mess about with it slightly more. But other than that, I think we should be just about right. So where is my sun there? Okay, so duplicate that along the... Let's grab that. Grab it. Like that. Actually, I might need a different light for this. So I'll just Control-Z that. So, drag that down, point it up towards my character. So, what I need to do here is I need to switch this to probably an area light. Counter it slightly, just so I can see what I'm doing. 1000 watts. Now I need to create the size this to be about, probably even 2 meters. Because the idea is just to... By the way, to add what I mentioned about the clips, the police had literally gotten involved to the point where they had to escort some of the kids out of the theater. That's ridiculous. How can you make that much of a ruckus over a movie that you get escorted out by the police? Like, how garbage of a human being do you have to be in order to cause something like that to happen? Okay, and then... Okay, I do want to be area. It's insane. Yeah, it certainly sounds like it. I can't help but be disappointed that that is an issue that we have to deal with. Of people just being complete and utter dipshits. Like, why is that an issue we have to deal with? Okay, so set that to probably 1,000. I mean, I would literally hate to be any of the workers. Yeah, I could imagine the workers at the theaters, like, seeing that that movie was going to drop soon, and they were just, like, extremely depressing. Just, I would not blame them for wanting to quit right before opening day. Because, my god, I would not want to be responsible for that sort of ruckus. Let's set to 3 meters even. Because, like, the point is to provide some counterbalance for the lighting so the character actually sort of pops out of the scene. But not so much so that it looks unnatural. It's a really fine balance I'm trying to do here. Actually, what I can do is I can actually fake this a little bit. So what I can do is I can actually scale that up. And then set that to probably like 5,000 maybe. Just like, it needs to be enough so you can tell that there's lighting there, but not enough that it shows up too much. That's how the new generation has become, unfortunately. The iPad kids grew up and this is what we got. Because of dumb parents not doing what they created a child for, to be a parent. Yeah. Like, I'm not sure if anyone has seen the videos coming out about it, but there's apparently Copper 2.0. And that does not fill me with a lot of confidence. Especially not after how it ended up last time. I'm so glad that I never grew up like that, yeah. Like, I could not imagine trying... Like, it's an issue. My cousin teaches for a local high school, I'm not going to specify which. But he got his latest intake of students at the start of this year, and apparently none of them know how to read or write legitimately. I was just thinking, if that were the case, like if you were a 13, 14, 15 year old going into high school not knowing how to read or write, that is a huge failure of the education system and the parents who brought the children into the world. And that should be investigated. Alright, so probably even needs to be a lighter color. Despite being abused by my dad, I'm just glad that I had the decency and respect to not treat anyone wrongly. Yeah, I think... I mean, granted, being a kind person, especially in this day and age, requires some amount of trauma tied to it. But certainly, certainly wouldn't want to be the person who grows up to abuse service workers, you know? Because, I mean, like, why would you? I'll even set that to 1,000, just to... thing. Actually, I wonder if Spotlight would be any better. Just... probably even... grab that and drag it away. If I set this to like that, okay, that certainly gives a better impression. You get something so small to eat, I'll be right back. Okay. Yep, so that's well within cone. Okay, so the radius is just the radius of the light itself. Set that to 10,000 for now. Now, I do feel like the exposure of this needs to be tweaked. Where is my color management? There it is. So I need to set this to false. And then just... Okay, that actually needs to be set up in the other direction. 5 maybe? So if I set this back to standard. And set this to like 5,000, don't want it to be too obvious. So you can see the character there. Just edit that pose just a little bit more. It's really delicate trying to manipulate the position of that. Now the only thing is just getting the lighting to work on that correctly. I can probably even get away with just shading it flat. I return, welcome back. Alright, so if we shade that flat, okay. Auto Smooth does seem to do, yeah, a better job than that. Yeah, the lighting on that looks considerably better, I think. The only issue that I have now is just that there's no texture to the bricks. Like, there's no indentation or anything along the bricks. So, if I wanted to fix that problem, I could. I might, actually. Wouldn't know how to go about it, though, unfortunately. The most obvious way is to actually just do displacement. We'll try this a second time here, chat. So we'll go bump again. Well, actually, what have we got? We've got bump, displacement, mapping, normal map. Not normal. Who is messing around with stuff outside? I swear to God, if there's a lawnmower, I'm going to be upset. By the way, want to know what I had for dinner? Sushi? Okay, neat. I believe I have pizza tonight. I think that is the correct night. Okay, let's try this again. So, duplicate this. And ramp. Just plug that in. Plug the color into the height map. Ah, yep, there it is. My boyfriend has turned me into a sushi lover. What's your favorite kind of sushi? I am very much one for crab roll. Like, I quite like my crab roll. I quite like my teriyaki chicken. But, of course, that's all up to personal preference. Okay, just set this back to 4. And then we view that information. So the bump is only happening on areas that are brighter, I believe. Actually, no, it's in areas that are darker, so I need to flip the color ramp. Actually, no, that doesn't do what I was expecting it to. Weird. Okay, so if I just did this... Yeah, that does a weird thing, but I can probably mess about with that until it fixes. Okay, maybe this way. Like, it's a really specific setting to get right, unfortunately. I wonder if turning this into a... Just mute that. And mute the bump as well over here. If I put hue set on... Actually, RGB black and white. Okay, yep. So that just provides the same information as the regular color ramp. Shrimp, and I also enjoy me some smoked salmon. I've had an octopus kind. I believe that I quite enjoyed along for clam sushi. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, like shrimp's really good. Smoked salmon. I find smoked salmon to be slightly overrated, but that's just a personal thing. I absolutely love takoyaki. Like, I love that. But unfortunately, my local shop doesn't do takoyaki. I know there's one nearby that does it, but it's a little bit further out of the way. I can't say that I've tried clam sushi, though. Let's just uproot this for now. Okay, so now it's decided. Oh, right. I need to do principal BSDF. It was quite chewy, I will say. I mean, fair enough. Like, octopus generally is. But if you're somebody who quite likes chewy food, like, it's a really good option, I believe. Just sit it back. I wonder if... Oh, I need to actually adjust the strength and the distance for this. So if I clean this up... But I don't want to lose all the information. At the same time, I don't want there to be too much white around. Okay, so if I do this now, and if I set the strength to be a little bit more reasonable. Because, like, the problem is these windows here, and I can't mask them out. If I do this, yeah, it's like still way too wide. And now Shadow is on me, purring extremely loudly. Ah, yes, the little motorcycle. How is Shadow doing? Ah, I can't really get this to work as well as I wanted it to, but that's fine. It's just not the type of texture that does it well. Sometimes it happens. Alright, I think I will save this for now and leave stream because it is past 5. My dog is probably champing at the bit for me to feed her, and I do still need to make food for myself. So I shall see you on the next stream. Is there anyone I can raid at the moment? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, I shall see you guys tomorrow where I should hopefully have a little bit more interesting things to do in terms of animation. She is absolutely obsessed with me. You better be sending me photos once the stream is over, Foxy. Alright, I shall see y'all tomorrow.